It is Friday. It is a new episode of the Sprint Ride Option podcast. I am Andrew Pasquini, Jason Aponte, a 49ers podcast in which both of their users can still actively use the website twitter.com.
That was fast.
Jason, thank you. Jason, how are you today? I mean, we haven't talked in a minute. You know, we canceled the Wednesday show for good reason.
Yes.
But yeah, how you doing? How's life? How's 49ers Twitter? How's everything, man?
Great, man. Everything is great. I like that dig that you had in there. I like it.
Thank you.
Good one. And it wasn't planned either. That's off the top. It's all off top. Yeah, everything's great, man. Everything is great.
So we apologize. You know, well, we don't apologize. We had to cancel the Seahawks preview, but in my head, the Seahawks review. In my head, though, what were we really reviewing? You know, I mean, if we want, we could talk about it for about 3 seconds, because that's really all that game deserves. River Craycraft called a fair catch with nobody within 20 yards. That was wild. That's really the biggest thing I remember from the episode, the game. I just kind of like watched it. Like, I don't think I was really taking in what was going on my TV. Ooh, I do want to clarify something after you get your 49ers Seahawks take off. But yeah, it was just a football game. I was pretty happy that they had a chance to win at the end. I guess my biggest takeaway from the game was that we saw what the 49ers look like against Arizona when they didn't commit turnovers. However, we saw it again. They only committed 1 turnover for the second game in a row. However, you kind of saw why CJ Beathard isn't an option, especially against Nick Mullins, because while he only turned the ball over once, that was a very winnable game.
Yeah.
And it just shows that you need a little more than not turning the ball over, especially against a team like Seattle, who you can't really hold on to for 4 quarters.
Yeah.
You need more than just the no turnovers. So that's really my biggest takeaway is that.
Yeah. I mean, it was nice to see, George Kittle, amazing catch. That's what I took away from it.
That too.
And that's going to be a theme across this episode, right?
Yes. We'll talk about what the episode is.
Right. But yeah, it ended up with the Seahawks winning the game at the end. It's something that's kind of familiar at this point. But it just is what it is. I felt like many did. Let's just, let's try to win this game, but let's just get out of here. Let's get out of here and let's try to reconvene next year, see what we do. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the feel that I had. It kind of had a feeling of just like, exit interviews, and just get it done. And it's just, it is what it is at this point, right? So yeah, I mean, I don't really have too much more to take away from that. Witherspoon played really well in this game too. I really want to make sure we highlight that. Everybody wants to rip on that touchdown. You know how hard it is to cover that play design right there. That was just better play call. That's it. Spoon played a great game in this game. So yeah, I mean, Kittle, amazing catch. Had some drops, but whatever. It's just, it is what it is at this game.
Yeah. I mean, really, honestly. If we had the show Wednesday, that's probably all I would have said about it. There was really not much else to say. Yeah. I do want to clarify some things. Because I saw a lot of this on 49ers Twitter on Sunday. And I know there's a lot of things I could talk about 49ers Twitter, but I'm not going to talk about those things. And I'm going to defend River Craycraft. River Craycraft did not steal that from George Kittle. That is not George Kittle's taunt.
Wait, this is what you came on here.
This is what I need to get out. Okay. That's not George Kittle. George Kittle did not come up with this. This is not a George Kittle thing. So people were like, River Craycraft stole that from George. No, George Kittle took it from somebody. And I need you to clip this next part because this is important for 49er Twitter. Mm-hmm. This is a wrestling thing. Go watch All Elite Wrestling. There's a wrestler. His name used to be Pentagon Jr. I think it's El Zero something.
Zero Miedo, something like that.
Something like, well, that's what the taunt's called, right? It's Zero Miedo, which is zero fear. Mm-hmm. That is his taunt. He's the one who came up with it. George Kittle took it because George Kittle's a very big wrestling fan. And so therefore River Craycraft can't take it from him because it's already stolen goods. So I just wanted to get it out there. I saw a lot of it on Twitter that Craycraft stole George Kittle's taunt. That's not even George Kittle's taunt to begin with. I needed to get it out.
Yeah, I mean, apparently, You know,
yes, I did. Listen, as what I feel, because like I feel like I'm a very small part of 49ers Twitter that also likes wrestling, and I feel like a lot of my followers who follow me for 49ers really judges me for my wrestling tweets. And so I just want to get it out there that is a wrestling thing. So just realize that if you hate wrestling and you're doing this with George Kittle, you're doing a wrestling thing. I'm a big defender of professional wrestling. I had to get
apparently. I mean, no, look, but no. I mean, I think a lot of people. I thought a lot of people knew that. I really did. You know, like you don't even have to really be a wrestling fan to know that.
Yeah. But I did see a lot of River Craycraft stole George Kittle's thing. It's like, no, it's not George Kittle thing. It's Pentagon Junior's thing.
Hey, if he catches more passes, I don't care who
yeah, no, anybody can do it. Let's make the 49. Hey, if we
give it to everybody when they do something good. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. So this episode, we're gonna do our season review. And first of all, I want to say this before, because I know it's coming. I feel it coming. For the people who are asking questions, we're not going to take questions today. We're going to do a mailbag episode on Wednesday. So please save your questions for Wednesday. I will give you all the information you need. If you have a question you want us to address, to send it to us, we'll do that Wednesday, because I feel it coming. There's a certain quarterback who plays in a certain state. The team's named after the people of the state who might be available for trade. We'll talk about him on Wednesday. He is he who shall not be named today. Because if we're doing a season review, we're not reviewing a Texans player. We're reviewing people who played for the 49ers this year, right?
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. You're right.
And so Jason and I, we had a conversation. This is how we're deciding to do this episode. Mm-hmm. The off season's been 5 days long, and 49ers Twitter is a dumpster fire right now.
Hold on. Saying it's a dumpster fire is
nice.
An insult to dumpster fires.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if it's that.
So we wanted to do a season review on a season that the Niners finished 7-9, a lot of negatives. We're going to run through all the positives. We want to be a positive podcast. We want to get people excited for the 49ers. Listen, we could talk about the quarterbacks. We could talk about all the injuries and all the sad things that happened this year. But I'm sure you've read 14 articles this week talking about those. I'm sure you've listened to 3 other podcasts talking about those. We're going to go through every game. We're going to kind of talk about each game, and we're going to name something positive that happened in every game. And that's going to be our season review. Any questions, Jason? Anything you want to add before we jump into this?
Nope. Super psyched. Let's get it.
So the 49ers started the season week 1. And I actually just rewatched this game because I told you I'm doing my weird, I'm going to watch every Jimmy Garoppolo throw. I forgot a detail about this game. The smoke. I forgot about that. Remember the game almost got like postponed because of the smoke?
Wow.
I forgot about that. And I was watching that game and I'm like, why does it seem so cloudy? Like it's never cloudy. And then I remembered. Anyways, the 49ers lose to the Arizona Cardinals 24-20. A lot of bad things happened. You know, it wasn't a good game. It was the first game. I feel like
I thought you said something positive.
No, we are. I do want to do a summary of the game, though, just to hash people's memories. I feel like the word Super Bowl hangover was thrown out a lot. But positive thing from this game, when Raheem Mostert took that touchdown, the Texas route. I think it was a Texas route. Maybe it was I don't remember exactly.
That's a Texas route.
I forgot the exact route.
Right. So Andrew and I, we got a little bit of a crash course on routes, right? And things like that. We've been doing our homework, guys. We're not just sitting around so when it comes to the option route, right? Apparently, as soon as somebody sinks their hips, that's when you know. But what he did was just a full-on Texas route where it was just a quick slant and a throw.
Yeah, so I was watching that at my friend's house because I was living with my friend at the time. And the second that play happened, I'm pretty sure my first words were, the 49ers are winning the dang Super Bowl this year. So that was my positive from that game. That 5 seconds of like, yo, 19-0, they're not losing. Like what? Like why are we even playing these games? That's my positive from that game. And it's okay if we have the same positive. I really don't care.
I got a positive. Trent Williams unloading a year's worth of angst. I don't know, anger.
Whatever. Who'd he run over? Do you remember who he ran over?
I don't know, but he's not on this earth anymore. So I mean, rest in peace to that guy.
I definitely may have tweeted that video and said the 49ers aren't a lot of things happened in this game where I was just like, the Niners aren't losing.
Right.
Yeah, that was an interesting game. It was a game where it was just fun. Like it was just one of those things, especially with 2020 being what it is or what it was, because we're in 2021 now. It was nice to finally see your favorite football team back on the field. So that was another positive. It was the first time, after 7 months of uncertainty and all that, just to see the Niners back on the field, I was pretty happy.
Yeah.
So we moved to week 2, 31-13 win against the Jets, and this
Jersey.
I have nothing positive to say.
Jersey, yes, you do.
Nothing positive.
You have plenty positive.
This is the game where the season ended. I don't care. I don't know if I could find a positive out of it.
I can.
Okay, give me a positive. Let's see if I can remember it.
Brandon Ayuk played.
Oh yeah, and Debo played too, right? That was Debo's first game of the season. No, Debo didn't play until Philly. Never mind.
Right. Yeah.
This was Ayuk's first career game.
Ayuk's first catch is an interception. I want that to go down in history as that. You don't remember that play?
Oh, you're trying to make me remember a game that happened 4 months ago.
Jimmy Garoppolo rolls right. He sees Kendrick Bourne. He throws it. Brandon Ayuk is running in the same area. He jumps in front of Kendrick Bourne for his first reception and brings it in. Brandon Ayuk's first reception is an interception, and I want it in the books that way.
I got a joke I probably shouldn't say.
No.
Is that how much Jimmy Garoppolo stares down his receivers? Got him. Sorry. That was mean. Yeah, so Brandon Ayuk finished that game too.
And Jordan Reed played really well in that game.
Jordan Reed had a good game too. Yeah, Reed was also very good in that game. Other than that, I don't have anything positive to say because a lot of bad things happened in that game. Yeah. So we moved to week 3. Yep. The Niners beat the Giants, this time, same stadium, 36-9. I have 2 positives. Number 1, this was the game where it was like, okay, maybe they're going to be fine.
Yep. I was about to say.
Maybe we're going to be good. Right. It was that game we could pretend like everything was good. The other thing, it was scoregami, 36-9. First ever score in NFL history to finish 36-9.
Yeah. 2 things. Well, I mean, the first thing is at the end of this game, I even tricked myself into thinking, hey, this team's going to be fine. Like, everything's going to be fine. Like, I was convinced.
Yeah.
But again, Brandon Ayuk's first touchdown, Jason Verrett's first game. And he played incredible in this game, man. Like, I'm compiling film clips for his free agent article that'll be coming out on 49er GM. But I was able to watch that game over, man, and just the confidence that he played with coming off of the injury and everything, and it really was something to see, man. And it's like we walked away from that game like, man, I hope he can keep that up. He kept it up and more the rest of the year, man. And that's a huge positive for me. Brandon Ayuk's first touchdown and Jason Verrett, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was, I think, Verrett's first start on the season.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Added positive. I got to see Frank Gore for what may be the last time, but it's always good to see Frank Gore.
That was the second game of the year.
Oh, excuse me. I'm looking at the wrong box score. Yeah. Well, that's a positive from that one. I clicked the wrong box score, and I don't know why I thought Frank Gore was on the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Brandon Ayuk, first touchdown, pretty big game. Yeah, and it was also, I guess, the biggest positive is they didn't have to play at MetLife Stadium again this season. So that's a big positive to take away from that.
Yeah, for sure.
Week 4, Sunday night against the Eagles.
This one hurts.
This one hurts. There's 2 positives for me on this one.
Yep.
The Brandon Ayuk play
of the year.
I don't know if you noticed a trend.
Keep going. Play of the year.
Brandon Ayuk. Play of the year, Brandon Ayuk. His jumping over
some
whoever,
guy.
I forget. Was it Derek? No, it wasn't Slay.
Slay hurt himself on the play.
Slay hurt himself.
He limps off, like holding his hammy.
Yes, that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
The other positive from this game, it was the first time in the 2020 season out of 2 times that we got to hear, I've been waiting all day for Sunday night before a 49er game.
I can't believe that I allowed myself to get roped in again. Like, I know I might, if anybody who's watching on YouTube, you just watched the range of emotions. I was like, he's about to get to something. And he literally, it's like Rick rolled. I just got Rick rolled again by Carrie Underwood.
I try to do it at least once a week where I go one way and I just take you completely the other way.
I applaud the effort. And you know what? I'm not even mad. I'm more mad at myself. Anyway, George Kittle had 15 catches in this game.
Oh, he did. This is what I get for not looking at the box score.
George Kittle had 15 catches in this game. That's one positive. The second positive is that Y League still works. So you just don't hit it, but it works. The play still works, right? It was still there. So yeah, go ahead.
CJ Beathard shredded the Eagles defense in the game. That was kind of fun. That was a kind of fun thing.
Yeah.
That there's your positives from the Eagles. The Eagles game sucked.
That game sucked. That one's gonna live with me for a while, just for the fact that I understand how badly we had to play to lose that game.
Oh man. What are we gonna say about this one then?
Go.
Week 5, Miami Dolphins 43-17.
Woo, we're gonna have to sift through a lot to get to this one.
What's a positive from this game? Oh my goodness. Kyle Juszczyk's first career rushing touchdown.
Yes.
Or no, was it his first career?
I don't know, but they used him.
It was his second career rushing touchdown.
Okay.
First one with the 49ers. So his first rushing touchdown as a 49er. That's a positive.
Yep. Jason Verrett was near flawless because nobody threw at him.
Yeah. CJ Beathard came into this game too.
This one is tough.
Yeah, I'm really. Oh, here we go.
Go.
Raheem Mostert 11 carries, 90 yards.
Let's just move on.
That's the most positive. Here's one. Ryan Fitzpatrick didn't have a perfect passer rating. He had an 154.5 passer rating. Not perfect. He could have been better. So
what a scrub.
We contained Ryan Fitzpatrick.
What a scrub.
Is that our positive? Okay, we're done with that game. The next one, week 6, I believe we're on now. The 49ers beat the Rams 24-16.
This is a good one. This one's gonna be good.
This was the one where I was back in. 49ers lose back-to-back games. Horrible loss against the Eagles. Horrible loss against the Dolphins. Garoppolo's out. And they beat the Rams. And I'm just like, yes. Oh, this team is going to be good. We're fine. I remember that this might have Jimmy's best play of the season, which is a 5-yard pass, which is, give or take.
No, look. It's called a spade a spade. The dot to Kittle. That was a dot. One over the middle.
Oh yeah, that one was pretty big. I was talking about the
one to Ayuk.
The 5-yard touchdown where he shoulder faked the linebacker to get Ayuk open.
To get Ayuk open.
That's just impressive. Like from a just a football standpoint, that's an impressive, just a good play, good football play.
No, it was, and I mean, and in a year of quarterback play across the board for the 49ers, you have to take any of those little things and just say, wow, that was really impressive because we didn't see a lot of that.
Yeah.
Jason Verrett's interception. That
was that game.
The 4-play sequence in the goal line right there, that has to be like, I am fascinated still with how that, like every single play led into the next one, right? Dre Greenlaw stonewalls Darrell Henderson. Yeah. Cooper Kupp drops a touchdown. And then Verrett makes the interception. That's insane. That sequence is something that I've been fascinated with since it happened.
Ooh, another positive out of this game. Thinking about it, got a pretty good meme because of the Debo who's that.
Yep,
got a pretty good meme out of that.
That's true.
I'll take that.
Yeah. Kittle touchdown against man coverage. Jimmy comes out of this game relatively healthy. A lot of things. Ayuk had a great game, right? Did Ayuk have a good, or this is a Debo game?
Debo didn't have a good game rushing, but he had, I was just looking, 6 receptions for 66 yards and a touchdown. George Kittle all the way back in this game, 7 receptions, 109 yards and a touchdown. Ayuk did have a touchdown as well, but he only had 12 yards reception.
Wow. All right.
I mean, that was the game where the 49ers were back.
We thought.
And then it leaks into week 7, which if the 49ers were back against the Rams, the 49ers were all the way back after this. 33-6 over the Patriots. The Patriots fall to 2-4. I get the biggest takeaway, the biggest positive from this game, the Jeff Wilson game.
That's for you. Brandon Ayuk went crazy in this game.
That too.
I mean, Fred Warner with an interception in this game. George Kittle routing the reigning defensive player of the year on an out route outside the numbers. Yes, a beautiful throw, beautiful route. Like, draw it up, put it on film, like Kittle said. That's a good game. That's a real good game. Tarvarius Moore plays very good in this game.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeff Wilson's a maniac, bro. Oh my God, Jeff Wilson's so good.
17 carries, 112 yards, 3 touchdowns. He probably would have had a lot more yards. Something happened. We don't want to say that word on this episode, but this was like Jeff Wilson's like, hi, I can be a good running back too. Just use me more, please.
Yep.
And this was the game where I wouldn't want to tackle Jeff Wilson take. Like, I don't know. This was such a good, it was such a good game that the Patriots benched Cam Newton for Jared Stidham. Found out he wasn't great either.
Surprise, surprise.
Oh, Jamar Taylor. Did he have a sack this game? No, he was,
he had a pick. He had
2 picks.
He had a pick, yeah.
Jamar Taylor had 2 interceptions that game. Fred had 1, and Emmanuel Mosley had another. So 4 interceptions. I think that's the most they had in a game on the season. So the 49ers moved to 4-3. And then I guess we'll talk about this one. Week 8 at Seattle, the Seahawks win 37-27.
Oh.
I have a good positive in this one.
I have a few actually.
Okay, what's one of yours?
Nick Mullins threw a beautiful deep ball to George Kittle. I don't care if you think that got him injured. That was one of the nicest throws and catches of the year.
That's a good one. What else you got on this one?
I mean, Brandon Ayuk is a stud. Just an absolute stud. Routing up guys. Nick Mullins comes in after the game, and for anybody who didn't hear our take on it when it happened, I don't want to hear anything about Nick Mullins getting that done in garbage time. They blitzed him a ton, and they didn't play anything soft. They kept everything playing. They were trying to not let them score. So, on defense, there's not really much more that you could take away.
Yeah.
Just because, Metcalf went crazy in this game.
Yes,
Drake Greenlaw would tell you that he didn't have a good game this game. Just overall, it was just like, I felt the defense was a little bit gassed from carrying for a long time. Kind of felt like that. Sorry. We were only doing positive, so I'm sorry.
I gave you that first because I expected it to be like a layup for you.
And I still didn't get it.
We got McKinnon from the Wildcat.
Oh my God.
That is a meme that we have carried on. And you didn't say anything, and I'm a little disappointed. We got McKinnon from the Wildcat, which was the birth of maybe the official meme of the Sprint Right Option podcast, if there was one.
One of them, because Jameis is right up there. And I think that Jameis has built itself up as a bigger brand than McKinnon from the Wildcat. I've had a little bit of trouble trying to get it off the ground, but it seems like the Jameis thing took flight immediately.
Yeah, it's just because like my love for Jameis Winston is genuine. Like, I am a Florida State fan. Like, I stand for Christian Ponder. I stand for EJ Manuel. Like, I love Jameis Winston genuinely. Like, I think he doesn't, he's not as good as I hype him up to be. Like, I'm going to be honest about that. But like I love
what's funny about it.
Yeah, like I hype him up. So did you see my tweet the other day?
Yes.
The Wednesday was the 7-year anniversary.
When you tag Arthur 1 of 1, the only person that loves Jameis, the only person that loves Jameis more than you is that guy.
I'm gonna plug his book.
He had written an entire book about why Jameis is better than Brady.
No, yeah. So the whole book is the book title's the best part. I might buy the book if somebody wants to buy me this book. That'd be fantastic. The book is titled Jameis Winston Derangement Syndrome: How Media Bias Causes Us to Overlook the Start of a Hall of Fame NFL Career. And that
He's
is
all in.
Yeah, and like he doesn't even have his name on the book. It's literally just Jameis 1 of 1.
Yep.
And I'm a big Jameis 1 of 1 guy. Let's be honest.
We know.
So that but like me liking Jameis isn't necessarily a meme. It's a way of life. McKinnon from the Wildcat is a meme. That is 100. I memed it because remember what was it? It was the stimulus check you thought you were going to get versus the one you got. Yeah, like I memed it. Like it's
McKinnon from the Wildcat was one of my secret crushes.
Yeah, like I love McKinnon from the Wildcat. It's just like I understand it was not a great play for the 49ers.
It wasn't. Look, look, we're only Shans, right?
We're only Shans. Yeah, we're not making fun of it because we hate it so much. Right. We're making fun of it because it's just like I don't know. It's funny.
It was dumb. Yeah, it was quirky. Like it's just funny, man. Like it's just like on a third down call in a game that you had to have it. Like you were just like, all right, let's dip in the bag and let's get jet and let's pull out the annexation of Puerto Rico. That's a little giant.
And hey, it could have worked. Like if it worked, we probably would have memed it still because it just was. It still felt like such a weird play.
It ended the way it was supposed to end. Like in the scheme of this year, that play ended exactly how it should have.
Like I think the second I saw McKinnon in the shotgun, my brain was like, what? Yeah, we should call a timeout. and like even if he would have found a hole and scored a touchdown, my reaction would have been like, I can't believe that worked. God. Like it wouldn't have been any excitement. It would have just been like, how did that work?
Look, I
am impressed. Like Kyle Shanahan, listen, if McKinnon would have scored on that play, I would have petitioned to the NFL to get me a coach of the year vote, and I would have used it on just Shanahan.
Look. Let's put it like this. I'm gonna tap into my inner Akash. Shout out to Akash, bro.
Yes.
I'm a big process over results guy. So that would like you said, you see him come out into the Wildcat, and in my mind, I'm just like, oh my God, I've already drank too much already. Like I'm seeing things, and it's only the first quarter.
I'm pretty sure that might have been the only like true Wildcat play they ran.
Easily.
Because I don't know if Juszczyk counts as Wildcat. That's just a direct snap.
No, that's just a straight like he just went under center.
I'm pretty sure that's the only play the 49ers ran this year where somebody not the quarterback lined up at the start. So yeah, McKinnon from the Wildcat, man, all-time play. Yes. I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna remember that play the rest of my life.
Sure.
Another game where I don't know if we're gonna have a lot of positive. Oh, I mean, there is a big positive in this one. It just a lot of negative led into this game. This was the Packer game, the Thursday night game. The big positive here is Richie James. James showed out. The Richie James game. 9 receptions, 184, a touchdown. That's the thing from this game.
Yeah, that and Nick Mullins probably threw the pass of his life that ended up being incomplete to River Craycraft. I mean, but that game was never set up for anything positive at all. With the circumstances around it. So,
and for me too, like I know there's a lot of people who don't like Richie James, but like that's the game you're going to tell your grandkid about. One. Yeah, the Niners.
What do you have, $193?
$184.
All-time game.
Yeah, like so, and just the leading circumstances going into the game. It was an important game, I think, for 49er fans because they were never going to win that game, but Richie James gave them one thing to cheer for in that entire game. So to me, like it's a random Thursday night game, but I thought it was something worth noting and something memorable to me. So the 49ers go into the next week. They drop the 4-6, I believe, or maybe 4-5. They go to New Orleans. 2 positives in this game. That opening drive the 49ers had was masterful. It was perfect. It was 7 minutes and 17 seconds long, 75 yards, resulted in a touchdown to Brandon Ayuk. It was just a good start, and it really led me to believe that they could actually beat the Saints. And then, obviously they didn't. The Saints are good. The other positive, way of life, Jameis Winston. I got to see him. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So, what's funny? In a game that the 49ers desperately needed to hold on to any sort of playoff hopes, we outlined it on the show. The second Drew Brees gets hurt and Jameis Winston is inserted, 49ers Twitter directs all tweets to @PatsGreenyAndrew. And that has to be probably one of the most heartwarming moments of the year for you.
I remember one of the week. I couldn't. His first start It was the day before my birthday. Or no, that was the Taysom Hill start.
Yes.
It was the day before my birthday, so I couldn't watch, and people were tweeting me like, yo, why isn't Jameis playing? And I'm just like, man, I'm happy right now. Like the fact that I got my Jameis love to people mentioning me.
Yeah.
And I just like, listen, the Niners are redoing their quarterback room. Like, let's just facts only. Like, even if Garoppolo stays, the other two are probably changing. If it even becomes a rumor that Jameis Winston, the Niners are talking to him, even if it's a rumor, I'm buying a Jameis jersey. I don't even care. Right. And I will wear it every day on this podcast.
Yeah.
So that's my love for Jameis Winston.
You have to, honestly, you definitely have to.
If listen, John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, if you watch this podcast, just please consider Jameis.
Shout out to John and Kyle for checking in.
Yeah, like please consider Jameis Winston. I don't care who the starter is, if it's Jimmy Garoppolo or whoever else you guys are thinking about. Jameis is the backup. It would make me very happy.
Yeah, I mean, the Saints game, Brandon Ayuk.
Yeah,
Brandon Ayuk, man. And this was probably Jordan Reed's catch. That insane one-handed, the one where he caught it with one hand.
It? Yeah, he scooped it.
Insane.
Niners had some weird good catches this year.
Right. They just happen in losses, so people forget.
Yeah. I thought I was looking at the box score. And I was looking at the season stats. I'm like, there's no way Kyle Juszczyk had 19 carries for 242 yards in this game. I would have remembered.
Man, I would have said they would have won by 100 then.
Yeah, I know. If Juszczyk goes 19 for 242 in a game, the 49ers better be winning by 1 million. Ayuk had 7 catches, 75 yards, and a touchdown. This is just Ayuk kind of picking up his steam.
Yeah.
You're going to notice us say Ayuk a lot. Mm-hmm. This is what it is. So the next week, week 11, bye week.
That was an awesome week.
Positive. Yeah, we got a 1 week break.
Whoa.
Like the 49ers were on a 3-game losing streak. Things were just kind of crumbling. And that perfect time for a break.
Perfect time for just like
perfect time for a break.
I don't even like. I'm just gonna watch football and just not even like.
Yeah, not even think about the 49ers. Not even care. Just we're gonna watch football. So good week. Week 12, they beat the Rams, 23-20.
This is a good one.
The positive for me is the 49ers were back. I remember going on the pod and I said, if the 49ers beat the Rams, I'm all in on the playoffs again.
Right.
And I got that 1 week of just like, yo, they're going to the playoffs. We're good. The 49ers were all the way back.
Yeah. I mean, again, you wanted to have a win to latch onto. You wanted to have a moment to latch onto to think that this team turned the corner or this team was like on its way to where we thought. This was definitely a feel-good game. I like this week because of the week leading up to the game and us beefing with the Ramley. I like that. That week was fun. And after the win, I had a lot of fun. And we swept them. Same old sorry
Rams. Hey, this was also the week that I went on my slander of Faithful and all the dumb slogans they've had. I remember that. As the official Javon Kinlaw podcast, we need to mention the Pick Six.
Yes.
The Pick Six. I'm trying to come up with a creative name like the Pick at the Stick, like a creative name like that. Because let's be honest, it's the best play that has happened in that stadium. Down in LA, because what else has happened in that stadium?
This is a good one too. Melissa just brought up. That was as fun. That week was as fun. We didn't have this podcast or did we? Right?
We were just starting.
Correct. Okay. Yeah. So the Giants week, we forget. Like that Giants fan, that was super fun. That entire week, and now that's a video I can use anytime. When, I can use the Nick Mullins portion of it. That was just beautiful, man. So between the Ram week and the Giants week, that was the most fun that I had on 49ers Twitter because, one, the 49ers won. That guy woke up and he went crazy on the internet, and I took it and ran with it. And then the Ramley were talking so crazy, even to the point of the Ramley attacking Jose and everybody, and coming to us, like and then to lose,
The
like
Ramley.
the Ramley, they were bad down.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like the name.
It's stupid.
It's stupid, but I kind of like
They
it.
were bad down there.
The Ramley. Okay. So yeah, Javon Kinlaw pick 6. 49ers win. They move to 5-6. They're all the way back. And then Monday night happens. The Bills, first game in Arizona.
The 49ers were favored in this game.
The 49ers were favored. That's your big positive from 2020. The 49ers were favorites on a team that has a chance to win the Super Bowl. Just remember that.
Yep.
Positive from this game, and I feel like, biggest positive for me on this one, I got to spend a whole week saying no one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
That was good. I like that.
Have it be in context.
And you coined the phrase the Berman Bowl.
The Berman Bowl. Ah, man. Hopefully we'll be a podcast in 4 years when they meet again, unless they meet in the Super Bowl next year. Calling it. Save that, just in case.
Just in case, yeah.
Hey, if I'm right, we post it. If I'm wrong, like it never exists. Nobody's
Andrew, we're absolutely on the same page.
We just need to remember the Berman Bowl.
Right.
The Berman Bowl.
Yeah.
What happened in this game?
Something good. Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk, yeah. 5 receptions, 95 yards. Nick Mullins had a not horrible game.
I mean, the numbers look different than they were.
3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Right. Team was down. First Arizona home game. I don't know, man. That one we even duped ourselves. Like,
we both picked the 49ers. Yeah, we both picked the 49ers. I'm going to call it the Deion Jordan game.
Oh, right.
He had a sack. And my reaction was, oh yeah, he's still there. I forgot. That was my instant reaction. So I'm deeming this the Deion Jordan game.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah, I feel like that's the best way to describe this game, because I really don't want to remember this game, because this was the game where I was like, yeah, the 49ers beat the Rams. They're all the way in. They're going to go in. They're going to upset the Bills, and we're just going to do this. Like, this is how it's going to be. So, they lost the Deion Jordan game. They dropped to 5-8. Second game in Arizona, they play the Washington football team.
Now we're getting close to the game that just happened. So, like, we really have a good...
I'm having fun with this, man. I just looked at the clock. We're at 40 minutes almost. I didn't realize we were doing this for this long. I'm enjoying this, man. I like the positivity. Oh man, what happened in this game that was positive? Oh, Brandon Ayuk. 10 catches, 119 yards.
Brandon Ayuk. That's the answer always. Jason Verrett had an interception in this game. From one comeback player of the year candidate to another.
I wouldn't even call it it's the winner to the runner-up.
Okay. The winner of the award to a guy who was in the race.
Yes. Okay. And I guess speaking of him, just like the Frank Gore, it's always good to see Alex Smith, he's doing. He's in the playoffs, so go football team.
This is the first time that you've seen Spoon play as well, too. Like, he got back into the flow of things, and this was the start of his good play. He wound up playing well enough in this game to continue to build on that. So that's a big positive. And Spoon, with this string of games that started in this game, might have found himself on this roster next year.
Yeah, and we'll see. Obviously, there's a lot to happen in the next few months, but we'll see where Witherspoon is. I wouldn't be surprised if he played himself to another chance with the 49ers and see where that is. So then they go to Dallas. This game, probably the weirdest finish I've seen in a football game that really, like, it wasn't exactly like the finish of the game didn't change the outcome.
Oh, you're talking about the return, onside kick, and then the Hail Mary.
Yes. That was a very weird finish that had no consequences to anything. So that was fun. That was a positive.
That's a positive. That's a dog of a catch by Kendrick Bourne.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's Bourne. Like, in a game they were going to lose regardless of what happened there. Went up, made a catch, made a play. Do you want to say it this time, or should I say it?
You say it.
Brandon Ayuk. 9 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown. Richie James had a good game too. 4 receptions, 56 yards. I feel like there was a good defensive play. Oh, Armstead had 2 sacks. That's what it was.
Best game of the year. Remember, and this was the first time that he was actually able to attack inside.
Yeah.
Which was big, man. And that's again, that's it just out of position, injuries. It was just it's a positive because it's still there. He just has to be positioned the right way.
Yeah, and just there's so many individual parts on this season that just like there's so many things that would be all-time moments in 49er history if this was a good team. Like there's just so many little things. Like I just feel like Brandon Ayuk's season is going to be forgotten because they were so bad. Like just so many little things about this season that
I'm not forgetting.
I wouldn't, it's just going to get lost in the shuffle. Like this is going to be the year in between a Super Bowl appearance and a Super Bowl championship.
Mm-hmm.
Over the Buffalo Bills, So it's going to be a year that's going to be a lot of things are going to be forgotten. I think the Cowboy week eliminated them from the playoffs as well. That's something that should be noted.
And also another positive, I loved doing that show with you to highlight the rivalry. I thought that was
fun. Yeah,
that was one of the best shows I think ever. Just to be able to like get away from analysis and just go down the fan road. Like I love that.
Well, I think underrated part of that night too is we had to re-record.
Dude, that's a crazy week, man.
I feel like that's what made it more memorable is re-recording.
I want to go back and watch that stream because you can see the moment the lights go out in my house, but the internet keeps working and I continue to keep going. And I had no idea. Like I had no idea what was happening in that moment. Anyway, that's regardless. That's not the episode that's available online though. So if you witnessed that live, you kind of got a chance to see something that nobody else was going to get a chance to see. And
unless you really want to scroll back on the Twitter timeline,
you could do that. And if you listen to only the audio, then you got something that you didn't get from the live.
Yeah. So if you haven't listened to that audio episode, go back and download it. It's still there. If you haven't
download all of them
because it has nothing to do with the game itself. It's just more of us reminiscing. For
sure. And that conversation can be had every year.
Yeah. I mean, we'll probably do a couple episodes like it. So
I can't wait.
We go into week 16. Yes. Arizona on the road this time, though.
This is my favorite win of the year.
This one's up there. This one's very much. I think this one competes with the first Rams win.
Yes. This is why it's my favorite. You didn't make the playoffs because of us.
Yeah. And that's what I said that whole week. Like, yeah, I want the 49ers to win because if they lose, their route to the playoffs is significantly harder than guess what? You didn't go to the playoffs.
DeAndre Hopkins was making jokes about the Texans not being in the playoffs and never being there. DeAndre Hopkins isn't in the playoffs again.
Oof. All because of CJ Beathard.
Yes, and Jason Verrett was insane.
No, this is also the Jeff Wilson game.
Yes, and whoa. Spoon gives up a big catch. Everybody gets on him. Spoon makes one of the best interceptions of the year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Positive, for sure.
Jeff Wilson, 22 carries, 183 yards, no touchdowns.
This is the game that Jeff Wilson carried my fantasy teams to glory. I made a ton of money because of Jeff Wilson.
Do you not have my Venmo? Because I feel like we did that as a team, but
we did. You're right. I'll send. I got you.
Thank you. Yeah. This was a fun win. This to me really shows how good of a pulse Kyle Shanahan has on this team for them to go all out as they did and go in and win. I mean that's a tough win.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm just trying to.
We just talked about week 17.
I know what week 17 is, so I'm trying to find if I can find any other positive in this game. I think we touched on them all. So week 17, the game that just happened. Tristan Vizcaino, positive.
Okay, I am positive that I want Vizcaino as my kicker.
Yeah,
my kicker. We'll have this discussion. We want to keep it positive. I have thoughts, but.
I know you do.
Let's keep it at that.
Yeah, so Tristan Vizcaino went 3 for 3. He had the Niners, their only points up until the fourth quarter. Positive from this game. The 49ers entered the fourth quarter, or not entered, but at the start of the fourth quarter, we're up 10 points. And that's against a very good Seahawks team that had a lot to play for. Like
this was fun for a little while.
This is a team that needed to win in order to have a chance to get the 1 seed in the NFC. So like this isn't like the Seahawks were just kind of going through the motion. They're trying to win this game. And for the 49ers to be up 16-6 with 14 minutes left in the game, I'll take it. I'll gladly take it.
Yeah.
Another positive for 1 second in this game. The score was 6-9 with 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. And I screenshotted it and it made me happy.
Wait a minute. Did we gloss over a positive? I think it was the Arizona game.
The first one or the second one?
The second one.
What was it?
Taybor Pepper, long snapper down at the 1.
Yes, that was a big thing. That happened. I think that was Arizona.
That was Arizona, right? I mean, not just because they played in Arizona, they were playing Arizona.
I'm gonna look at you talk about it. We'll talk about it like it happened in that game, and I'll confirm that it happened in that game.
Yeah, so in this game, the 49ers are looking to pin somebody deep. The long snapper did enough where he was able to get down and down the ball at the 1. Long snappers aren't supposed to be that athletic. So find out that Taybor Pepper didn't make Pro Bowl, All Pro, none of that. I don't know, man. I feel like we need a recount. Yes, no?
No, I think it was the Dallas game because it was the Dallas game because he downed them at the 1 when the game was still close, and then Jimmy Ward almost had the interception.
Okay, you're right.
I think it was the Dallas game. It was all these moments kind of blend. I'm pretty sure Taybor was the Taybor down at the 1. We're gonna call it the Taybor Pepper game.
Yeah.
We're just throwing names out there at this point. Let me see if I could see it. It happened in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know what game it was. Maybe it was the Washington game. That's what it was. Because I do remember it happening in a dome. It was definitely the Washington game because they almost picked off Dwayne Haskins.
Okay.
Yes, that's what it was. The 49ers had a chance to win that game. They had to punt. Yeah, they had to punt down 23-15. They punted down to the 1, and then 2 plays later, on the third down, they almost intercepted the ball or something like that. The first down, they almost intercepted it, didn't quite get it, and they lost. So the Taybor Pepper game was the Washington game, confirmed.
Cool. Just wanted to make sure
because Washington was the Taybor Pepper game. So that's every positive. So now I guess we're going to take we just wrapped our president. We're going to put the bow on it. Give me the positives on the 2020 season. What are the things we're going to take away? I think a big one that we should talk about real quick, Fred Warner, All Pro.
Yes, huge, man. Trent Williams got snubbed.
For
David Bakhtiari. I don't like that at all. Brandon Ayuk. Brandon Ayuk, man. Like, I don't know what else needs to be said about him, man. Like, I have a whole offseason to just go back and watch and gush over him, man. I can't wait, man. I really can't wait.
Yeah, Brandon Ayuk had a heck of a season. Seeing Fred Warner, seeing the secondary become what they were despite all the injuries too, was really nice. Really nice to see. I feel ashamed that we've gone 48 minutes. We haven't said the name Kerry Hyder. He's got to be mentioned as a positive. I actually have a positive too on the Seahawks game that I just remembered, and I want to look into the camera and say this. George Kittle played 2 meaningless football games and then get hurt. Thank you. Because a lot of people didn't want him to play, but it's weird how injuries don't always happen. Anyways, that's a positive from that game.
I like it.
What else? You know what? I'm going to say it. Mike McGlinchey, run blocking extraordinaire. That's a positive. I'm going to throw it out there.
Okay. I mean, yeah, he is. I mean, that's what he was brought here.
Javon Kinlaw, I just feel like I'm listing names at this point, but like.
So look, Jason Verrett, Javon Kinlaw, Kerry Hyder, K'Wan Williams when he was on the field, all positives, man. Brandon Ayuk, what this offense will look like with Debo actually in the lineup and what he can do. There's so much, man. I mean, there is. It's just that the negatives seem to outweigh the positives this year for obvious reasons.
And yeah, and that's why I wanted to do this. Like
Yep.
this is there's so much negative that happened in this year, but like I don't want to forget all the positives that have happened.
Yeah.
All the positives, because a lot of positive has happened, and we haven't even said the name Robert Saleh.
Oh man,
Robert Saleh is a
Robert Saleh, man, this coaching staff. I've been proud of this team because when people ask me like, hey, how do you feel about the coaching staff? Well, look at these guys and how hard they play in meaningless games, and guys are really working their way back to play, and they're all playing for the coaching staff. Biggest positive of the year, meeting you, buddy.
Oh
yeah, I did it on air. I did it on air.
He didn't say that. He didn't tell me he was going to say. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, 2020 is forever going to be the first year of the Sprint Ride Option podcast, and hopefully we have plenty of years to come.
Our podcast is the equivalent of the kid on the swing while everything is burning behind him.
Yeah, man.
That's literally us.
Well, and that's something I wanted to say too, because I sent out a tweet on Wednesday before everything happened. Just kind of talk because it has been a tumultuous week in 49er Twitter. A lot of things have happened, and and I kind of want to reiterate what I said on the tweet, man. Like, we get to talk about the 49ers. Like, what is there to argue about? Like, yes, I might not agree with certain people on Twitter about their opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo, and people sure as hell don't agree with me on my opinion on Jimmy Garoppolo as well. People seem like, even too, like, people don't agree on my opinion on what draft picks mean, and stuff like that. But to me, like, we get to sit back and talk about the 49ers and have fun with it.
Yeah.
And I don't think anybody should take it seriously. So remember, man, the next time you see somebody you don't disagree with on Jimmy Garoppolo, man, keep it fun, keep it light.
Or scroll. What? Look,
you don't have to respond to everything that offends you.
Right. And I'm all for civil discourse. Right. Yeah. I'm all for it. The reason that I quote tweet people that act crazy is because I want to show, I want to put you on blast, because that's not typical. Right. I try to conduct myself in a way where I don't talk down on other people or not value their let's talk about it. Right. But let's talk about it in a civil way. And again, you don't need to put your input in everything. If I stopped to tweet at everybody who put something out there that I didn't agree with, I wouldn't be able to go through my day. So yeah, I mean, and at the end of the day, guys, I understand you love this team. You're invested. Come on. I get it. Shouldn't affect your mood. Shouldn't affect the way that you treat people. Shouldn't affect the way that you interact on with football conversations, right? We can all talk about football in our way where, fill your cup up with information from other people, because there's not a person on this earth who knows everything about the game. And I'm learning day by day, and that's what makes this fun for me.
Yeah, and man, listen, to me as well, something that I feel like needs to be said is, we appreciate you picking us, as your podcast of the 49ers, and we realize who we are. We know who we are. We're a podcast. We enjoy it. We're going to be a part of a great thing, we're hoping, with 49ers Goldmine. If you haven't followed us on Twitter, give us a follow. But like, there are so many great outlets with 49er content, and I just want to shout them out, because this is like, it should be fun. And I think there's a lot of great people doing a lot of great things.
Yes, it's a beautiful time for everybody right now.
Whether you get your content from The Athletic, the Sacramento Bee, NBC Sports Bay Area, Niners Wire, part of the USA Today Sports Network, all the way down to people like Jason and I, Sports Illustrated, all 49ers. I think that's what it's called. I've never been
Niners Nation,
Niner Nation. Like, there is a ton of great places to get great 49ers content. And for me, man, there's just too much negativity, but there's so many great people covering this team and talking about this team.
Yes.
Go find somebody fun to talk the 49ers with, man, because I just feel like this offseason is going to be too long if we're all too negative about it.
Right. And, that's the beautiful thing, right, is that we're in a time now where everybody, there's so many great platforms out there. There's so many guys who know, their stuff, and you can get different perspectives. It's a beautiful time, and we should just treat it as that, man. Like, just, you know what, man, we're talking about a game. We're not getting paid for it. I do it because I love it. I do it because it's a hobby. But, man, let's just lighten up a little about it. When people, call you out of your name, say things about you, then whatever, for me, whatever you want to say is fair game. But other than that, it should never come to that, especially when we're discussing something not as important or low on the care poll right now as football with everything going on.
Yeah, and like even if what happened on Wednesday didn't happen, my take would still be the same. The 49ers aren't in the playoffs. My personal life hasn't changed. It shouldn't affect anybody's personal life.
But
you know, it's a bummer. We don't get to watch our favorite team anymore, but at the end of the day, man, football is just a game. Let's have fun with it. Let's just try to have fun with it. Jason, before we go, before we kind of do our end game.
Yeah.
You ready for a quick thinking exercise?
I was told there would be no math, but fire away.
Colts, Bills, who you got?
Ooh, give me the Bills. You got the Colts?
I got the Bills.
Okay, yeah, I got the Bills. We're Bills Mafia now.
Yep.
For the postseason. That's it. Don't ever get it twisted. We're still red and gold, but right now it's Bills Mafia time. We're all in with them. Yep.
No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Bills.
Them guys look loose, man. Them guys look loose. They look like they're ready to go, man. You see them in practice? They look good, man.
Rams Seahawks.
Ooh, give me the Seahawks. I don't care if Jared Goff plays or not. I trust Russ.
I'll take the Rams. They fight. They always seem to compete with the Seahawks, and I think a little something. Mm-hmm. The Buccaneers versus the Washington football team.
This is going to be a lot closer than people think it is, but give me the Bucs. Like, I'm still going to bet on Brady, but the Washington football team does the very thing that you can use to stop Tom Brady. If they get in his face and hit him a bunch, he gets flustered, and that's how you beat them.
8:00 start time on the East Coast. That's past Tom Brady's bedtime. I've also consistently said whoever wins the NFC East is going to win their first playoff game because that's how it works. I'm going to go the Washington football team. Titans, Ravens.
I got the Titans. This one, I had a long conversation with my cousin. And he was asking me thoughts on this game, and I was just like, man, I think it might be that the Titans have their number. And the book's out. With how to stop them, even if the Titans defense is awful. Like, I'm not even putting it like mildly awful. Yeah. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, they're gonna have enough to get it done. I think that they're gonna, unfortunately, Lamar's stuck with Greg Roman right now, and we've seen this story before.
Yep. I got the Titans. I think they're a better team. I'm kind of surprised that Baltimore's favorites, but I got the Titans.
Yeah.
The Nickelodeon game, the Chicago Bears versus the New Orleans Saints. Who you got?
Let's get spicy. I got the Bears.
I got the Bears too.
Look. They played the Saints to overtime with Nick Foles. Mm-hmm. Say what you want about Mitchell Trubisky. This offense is moving much better than it was with Nick Foles. They've been handing the ball off to Montgomery. The Saints better watch out this week. I'm telling you, I got the Bears, but I hope the Saints understand what's on the other side.
This feels like the biggest trap game, and I don't know why. I just feel like a lot of people think the Saints are significantly better. I think it's closer than people think. I think it's really at a point where Drew Brees is kind of holding them back. He's still a good player. I just don't think he makes them better.
Right.
We'll see what Kamara does too. That's the big question mark for me, is how good Alvin Kamara is going to be after his week off, being on the COVID list. Last but not least, Browns Steelers.
It's got to be the Steelers. The Browns the Browns are getting the rawest deal of all time, man. Like, I mean, how can you? So no playoff time for the first time in Cleveland's how long? Right?
2003.
Yeah, and COVID hits, and now you can't practice at all.
Yep, right, they have their first practice today.
Oh my gosh, man! There's no way that you're going to be as focused, locked in. I mean, if Kevin Stefanski finds a way to win this game. Don't even do the voting. If you did, I don't care what the voting is. I don't care what the voting is. Oh, he can't be there, right?
He's not there. He's not even the coach.
But he can plan, though. Like, he can plan from afar.
He can plan, but he cannot be a part the second the game starts.
So what I mean is, like, he can put the plan in place. Like, if he puts them in a spot to win this game, I don't care what the voting on Coach of the Year was. Go walk it over to Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland.
Yeah. I really want to pick the Browns, but I feel like the safe pick is the Steelers. So I'm going to go Steelers. So a couple quick announcements. So next week, Wednesday is going to be a mailbag episode. So if you guys have questions, you guys have plenty of ways to get it to us. You can tweet either me or Jason. We'll be saving them throughout the week. At Jason Aponte 2103, at Pasquini Andrew. If you don't have a Twitter and you want to ask a question, we also have an email. I'll throw that out there if you want it. It's literally just sprintrideoptionpodcast@gmail.com. just the podcast name at Gmail. That's pretty simple. I'm trying to think if there's any other way to get to us. I don't think there is. So we're gonna do a mailbag. If you have questions, just shoot them at us. Then we'll take them. We'll fill them out. We'll also remind you on Twitter. Next Friday, we're gonna have a little bit of fun. Look out for the Sprint Right Option Podcast Twitter page because we're gonna do awards next week. We're gonna do season awards. We're gonna leave it up to a fan vote. We're gonna make some categories. We're gonna try to have fun with it. So next Friday is gonna be an award show, and then a programming note at some point during this off season. Not anytime soon. I just want to give you guys a heads up. We are going to shift our Wednesday shows to Monday at some point. Not yet. We'll let you know. We're going to move our show from Wednesday to Monday just for when the season starts. We're going to be Monday, Wednesday. So there it is. Any last words, Jason, before we officially close the book on the 2020 season?
Nah, man. What a year.
What a year.
What a year. That's it. And take that for whatever you think. Whatever you think what a year means, what a year. But yeah, I mean, it's been awesome because we were able to grow this thing, man. And I think that's the best part about this season. That's why I can't beat now.
Oh yeah, no, the start of this podcast has been a wonderful thing. Really, the best thing for me in 2020 was the start of this podcast and everything, and meeting, everybody who watches us and listens to us every week. We really appreciate you guys. So I didn't want to end this episode without mentioning you guys. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys. Tell your friends about us. We're trying to have fun and try and spread the word of fun 49er football, because even despite the negatives, we try and keep it light. And let's just make it fun, because listen, if we keep it fun during the bad years, imagine how fun the good years are going to be.
That's what I'm saying, man. If this team is back next year, man, and we're rolling to the Super Bowl, however that is, man, we're gonna have a lot of fun on this podcast, man.
Yeah, so that'll do it. Wrap up the 2020 season. Give us a follow on Twitter. You see the names. If you honestly, you're probably following us at this point. But hey, if you're new, at Jason Aponte 2103, at Pasquini Andrew. If you don't know how to spell those and you're watching us on the little podcast, just look. It's on our logo. Yeah, that's it. Go 49ers.
Let's go Niners.